Shit talker Black. And this is more like what I found around nanobots, You see this, to me, it's kind of like energy, But it says here, you can't beat an adversary you can't see. Any wealthy group of people that will want to exercise population control, behavioral control, maybe even mind control, and world control could potentially do so with nanotechnology. And you see the word right here, nan. See, this word is like Nancy. It is in pre-G Nancy, pregnancy. Yeah. Well, I present to you the toolkit of the potential puppet master. Okay? And then if you go here to this site, I don't remember. Sky floating, you see? Topic started on 16/3/2011 at 11:35 a.m. Oh, I like those numbers. It is sky floating. You can't beat an adversary you can't see. This is why I tell people they are so invisible. And when you go there, it tells you nano camera smaller than you can see. And someone gonna tell me you cannot do that. Psh, whatever. Nano poison dispensers for covert. Look at that. Assassinations. That's an ass who thinks this nation is an ass. And you see the eye? They go spy on it. Covert assassination to kill your ass. Nano biological and chemical detectors. Foolproof encryption to nanoparticles. Nanoparticles is like, to me, it has something to do with pregnancy or something because it has NAN, you see. And then nano tracking devices. And in the Bible, when it deals with Esther, Hammond made a device. And then if you put in like Hammond made a device, it may come up and say Ham made a device, or something like that. And Richard Asshole Harmon, he has that in his name. So it's instead of Hammond, he came as Harmon, but still the devices. See, if he would never have fucked with me and I finally got his name, well, it is so hard for me to get shit on people, but I finally got that motherfucker's name. I had to go back into jail to get the papers from the first time. Or some kind of shit. Somehow I know I had to go back into jail to get the papers to have his name and his badge number on it. But they took the papers anyway after I got out. Nano recording and then tried to charge me $300 to get them again. Wow, I am not going back into jail to save $300 just to get the papers. No, I remember what was on the paper. Nano recording devices smaller than you can see. Nano implants for mood and mind control. You see? Nano implants for mood and mind control. Flying nanobot cameras. The first ones have already been developed by who? DARPA. Her name is Amy. She's in charge. The flying nanobot, they can be like a fly or it can even be a bird, Like, there was an area, like you don't really hear the birds sing here in San Diego early in the morning. And so I was in an area where birds would just sing, but I would never see them, Now, also too, they had these birds when we were in an area. I think I have the sound of them on this somewhere. There was a whole lot would come at one time, and wow, would they make noise. And they would do it in the evening, like when they come to sit in the trees. They look like black crows. but I think they are green, but they look like they are black crows, and they make all this noise. And you can hear them, you can see them coming, but the noise, wow, you would think it's like packs and packs and packs of them, but it's not so many. But then when they get in the trees, it appears that it is so many, and the sound is like horrific. And one day my daughter came, we went to the park, and I heard them fly over the park, and I was thinking, well, maybe they are going to the apartments where the trees are, where they nested, but the sound. And then over here at my daughter's house, I only heard that sound once. But they come every day on Enza, every day. And I wondered if the birds came, like they already were chipping animals. So if the birds came there, did they make the birds come there? And are they manufacturing the sound? Because the sound was horrific. I heard it once, only one time in the park. And I only heard it once here. Why would the birds only do it once in this area as though they are flying over? I never saw the birds. Never, ever, ever saw the birds. Only heard the sound. But only once. But when we lived on Anza, they were there every day, early in the morning. And it appeared as though they did not come when we first got there, because I did not hear these sounds. You move in, you go to sleep, you wake up, you get the apartment together and everything, These sounds did not come until one day there was a car alarm going off, and we were in the house cracking on whoever car alarm it was. And guess what? It was my daughter's car alarm. And there was also a man there ready to hurry and help her. So I was making things, and I had my tools with me. And she came to get a tool that the man would need for her battery or something. And he just took the cable off her battery, and her alarm went off. She could not even turn the alarm off with, how you're supposed to turn it off. It would not turn off. Man, I think I have video of that somewhere in pictures and stuff of their license plates, and wow, they got me sensitized to this shit. And that is really what I was talking about, dealing with nanobots and robotic people, and being sensitized and desensitized, okay? Some people, you will be sensitized for a while, and then you will be desensitized. But like me, they keep me sensitized. It's like everything all day. And I was the type of person I didn't look over my shoulder, I guess I was under the happy-go-lucky program. Although I was not into the word lucky. More so in the Bible, it's a blessing or a curse. It's not a blessing or a curse today, because today we are targeted. It has nothing to do with anyone like a spirit world or another realm or God or something like that, who is blessing us or cursing us right now. Right now. It is those who have these patterns in place for nanobots, and those who are dealing with Kinsey. And now we have a syndrome going on. In Aleister Crowley, in neuro-linguistic programming, and I can't say enough about neuro-linguistic programming because before the towers went up, and that was thousands of years ago when the towers went up. Before that, there was neuro-linguistic programming, because the pharaohs, if you were not into the pharaohs, and the pharaohs used the word believe a lot too, because the pharaohs knew about harm a bit. The pharaohs, the Egyptians were very keen, in knowledge, and everyone knew that. So, after, everyone thinks that in the Bible the Egyptians went a long time. No. After they went and they got the Neanderthals out of the caves, they taught them how to read, and generations later, the Neanderthals, they rose up. Now the Neanderthals during this time had already found out how to make boats and stuff like that. And as Tim the Two Man said, they had to make their boats bigger and better. Sometimes they make their boats so big that the Egyptians had to go in the water and save them. They were, so much of Tim the Two Man Taylor. So they took a boat that the Egyptians had made because they knew that the Egyptians boat would make it. They went from Egypt and they went all the way around to Asia. This was not the first time they did so, because people travel back and forth all through. They travel back and forth. There were no pink people at the time. There was only the pharaohs, So if anyone was killed, if there was a war, anything, it came from the pharaohs. No one else, Or the pharaohs will come in just like the CIA or Illuminati, whoever the fuck they is today. Just like they will come in today and say stupid shit about you to people, and people start looking at you all funny and shit. They go to the grocery store and say shit to the people in the grocery store, and even will pay the people in the grocery store to perp you. Like if you go now, you go to the store all the time, and because they have the certain thing, now you go to the store, they don't have it anymore. So they get paid they will pay them how much they will make off of it, So even if they want to target one person and they don't have that anymore, guess everyone is targeted, So they don't give a damn. So now getting back to the pharaoh now, they did shit like that. If you were not into the pharaoh, then the pharaoh will have you and your family killed. That is called targeting. Okay, so after a while, and this is what the NANoBOTS are doing and are going to do and have done to us today. So the people begin to fear the pharaohs, okay? And the pharaohs, when the people begin to have their children, they begin to teach the children the way of the pharaoh. The way the pharaoh wanted them to teach their children, you see. They would even begin to send their children to school, to pharaoh school. So pharaoh, and then they say, oh, this is the pharaoh. Then the pharaoh say he is God and all this other kind of shit. But he says he is God, but he does not teach you that you are God also. You see, that is deception. If someone comes to me and they say, I am God, I am the mighty one, I am God. And then they say, but look here. Ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. You are God too. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So I am God, and you are God. We are the Godheads. And we are the ones to take care of each other. We are the ones to bless each other. Because we are God, the Godheads, and we are also the ones who can curse each other. You see? So the Pharaoh became a Godhead just like CIA, Illuminati, or whoever the fuck running shit today. Picking people with these patterns. The Neanderthals. So they go and get the Neanderthals, bring them back. The Neanderthals go into the universities and shit like that. That's how come today it's called university, because it's like the universe, you see. So then generations later, the Neanderthals, they rise up and they know so much, they learn so fast. They see in the library that the Inky had made them. They see their history. What I know of them, they found that shit out too, And they also found that they would begin to die out, and that's why they also found the information that the melanated ones are the ones who put them in the caves, you see. But it actually was not the Egyptians, because the Neanderthals are the Canaanites in the Bible. That's another thing. Papa never taught that we were Canaanites. Canaanites are pink people. Canaanites are non-melanated people. So you can research it yourself. So once they put they were the Canaanites, and it was my folk who put the Canaanites away, because the Canaanites would, they appear to be very cunning with their intelligence, and they would eat on you too. The mindset was not, it's like something was wrong with them, and then they would produce babies that were deformed, and it was hard, if you would leave your dog, even your dog next to them, you would come back and you would see them having sex with your dog. Even the children, will be having sex with your dog. Even the children would do this, okay? So it was not the Egyptians that decided to put the Canaanites into the caves. It was the other melanated people that decided that they needed to put them far away, somewhere. They knew that they would die out if they were alone, but they put them somewhere that, there was food, they could eat things, they ate. The thing that the melanated people seemed to keep or know was how to make a sword, a knife. They did not know how to make fire. They have tried to make documentaries saying they know how to make fire. No, they have forgot that. And they also knew how to, like, take a wild boar or whatever animal that was there and to skin them, and they learned to put that on them. And they were putting it on at first with the blood and everything. And somehow they learned to even take the blood out. But in a movie I saw about Neanderthals, it's like they get together and they lick all the blood out. This was how they made the outer clothes. So somehow they kept that knowledge of how to do that. Over there, they were as beasts, they would, even if they killed a boar or an animal to eat, they would be having sex with the animal while they were eating them. See, that is why my people put them away, because there was something wrong with their mind. Still today it is. It's just a different type of, I guess, psychopath, a psychopath with a lot of knowledge, and they got it out from Egypt, the Egyptians. So after they went around to the Asians, they had a boat, they went around to the Asians. The Asians had this type of material that the Asians really didn't use that much. And by the way, I don't think it was called Asia back then, but it is called Asia in the scriptures. So they asked the Asians, hey, can we have this type of material? And the Asians, as I said, people were very freely, open-handedly, yeah, sure, you can have it, the Asians did not know that they would make spears and they would make clothes for themselves, like the Romans had. But they did this way before the Romans. They became the Romans and the Greeks and shit afterwards. People say, oh, the melanated man, was the first Roman and this and that, whatever. So, anyways, so after they got the material, and they even put it on a boat, they put it on the horses, they put it on the chest, they made spears or whatever, they made weapons and of mass destruction, but not with the bombs and stuff, but with this type of material, I forget the name of it. They made breastplates and stuff with, and they were so, it's like they had planned all this shit, Even in the movie, when you watch it at the end of the movie, it appears they planned all this shit. So after they get all this shit together, they go around to Egypt, just massacring everyone. They massacred the Pharaoh first because they knew he was not God. He could bleed just like them. And the Pharaoh was gay. They showed that in a movie. The movie 300, it shows the Pharaoh was gay. Of course he's gay. His daddy Ham is gay. Ham raped his daddy. So after they killed the Egyptians to have it where now the pink people are on top, and they still are on top today. That is when they put the Hebrews in slavery. But if you just read the Bible, you would think that it was the melanated Egyptians, the Hamites, that put them in slavery. It was Ham's first son, the Canaanites, that put them in slavery. So after that, after they killed them, and as they were putting the Hebrews in slavery, they were also going back to Asia, and they went there and they massacred them, and that's where the Moabites were. And the Asians are also gold people. I used to think Ruth was from Pilates because she was yellow as gold, you know? And so if you go here, you will read all of this. I did. You read all of this, and you will see, and then just sit back and you think, can they do this to my child? That's all. Just think. You know, if you have a child and you actually care, I don't care, fuck that love shit. Because if you love your child, you're not going to give a fuck about the shit, you know? Because love is exposed. If you care for your child, you will be like, can they do my children like this? Even my children before they get here, because some of these things to me, they look like sperms. May not be here, maybe in another one. But some of them, yeah, it was up here and I got rid of it. They look like sperms, you know? So they can turn your sperm into a NANoBOTS. And I don't mean iPod nano small. I mean nanometer scale small. Now a nanometer is respectfully as annoying scientist, but it 1 by 10 and whatever 9, whatever that M is, which really means 1 billionth of a meter. The M is for meter, I guess. You see? Or in other words, it takes 1 million nanometers to make up a meter. Or in other words, to make up a millimeter. For those who are unfamiliar with the metric, and there's your see, I'm reading other words inside. For those who are unfamiliar, a liar, with the metric system, bear with me as it would be too complicated to work in inches here. But if you really want to do the math, an inch is 25.4 millimeters or 25.4 million nanometers. You are probably noticing by now that whatever. See, and so someone wanted to argue me up and down that you cannot put something, a chip so small. And also Dr. Valentine, he has one too, and he speaks on these and how they are coming into your house, and I don't know which one. I can just say Dr. Vine. You know, you call him Dr. Valentine. I can just say Dr. Vine because Dr. Vine has so many videos that I watched in there. Some of them are like 5 hours. He may even have one that is 8 hours long. You know, didn't watch the whole thing at one time, but I watched the whole thing, and a lot of his videos I have watched like 3 or 4 times. He is very wise, but then there are some things that he does not know, because no one on this earth will be like know everything, you know? Not one of us will know everything because we are pieces to the puzzle. 24/7. Chitalker. There you out.